In the summer of 2023, I moved to a new house after 5 years of living a whole US state away from my childhood home. During the moving process, 2 of my roommates put several of their childhood games in my gaming shelf that, along with my manga shelf, makes me realize why I don't get no bitches. When I moved all my stuff in, I found amongst my Virgin shelf a game that compelled me to make a video that you're watching right now about a game franchise that has been dead behind a Nickelodeon backlot for years. Tak and the Power of Juju started development as a regular collectathon that was fated to be sunken into a sea of forgettable platformers of the era. It wasn't until Viacom spotted it on the shoreline and uttered these fated words, "Yeah, we can grow and kill this within a decade." With that, the Tak franchise was officially slave-crested with the orange slime logo, and the developers Avalanche Software were set for life. Or so they thought. I mean, they're alright now. Maybe? With publishing partner THQ, this franchise became a bizarre case of a company who has nothing to do with games directly, making a game franchise that is not a tie-in with a movie or a TV show they made. And is currently the only time they ever have done anything like this, because they moved on to churning out terrible IPs with annoying children's YouTubers. Instead of wanting to use a 45 bullet to end the game of life, I'm gonna play the Tak games to see if they belong at the pantheon of gaming greats. I don't think they'll earn it. Also, side note, I'm going to be reviewing the PS2 versions of each game, and while the portable versions are different games, I won't be covering them. Go watch someone else too bothered to cover everything, I don't care. Tak and the Power of Juju is a standard collectathon that doesn't really do anything unique with the genre. In fact, it does something a collectathon shouldn't, and gives you a broad goal that makes you run around various levels with no clear path until you achieve it. I'm getting ahead of myself. The game starts with a shaman named Jabulba telling a prophecy that an evil douchebag named Flaylock? Why the fuck did someone spell his name like this? Putting an L next to a TH? What the fuck? Anyways, Flaylock weakened the power of the moon juju. No, not like that. A Jew, which means great spirit apparently. So Flaylock weakened the moon juju so he could turn the people of the Pupanunu? Who the fuck is naming the Pupanunu village into sheep because he was snubbed for the position of a great shaman in favor of Jabulba. I mean, look at it. It would be like if they nominated Alice Cooper for the Pope. The prophecy says that a mighty warrior will save the day, but that mighty warrior named Locke was turned into a sheep. So it's up to our title character to do some fetch quests to restore Locke to his human form. Spoilers, Locke is absolutely useless for the first 2 games, and that Tak is actually the mighty warrior prophecy. Oh wow, who could have seen that one coming? I don't know, the motherfuckers can't read. The tutorial is taught by this spunky green Juju, voiced by that one chick you hear in every 2000s cartoon ever.
Hello, Tak. My name's Flora. The Moon Juju sent me here to hang out with you and help you whenever I can. Well, it's a long road ahead. We better get started.
And this tutorial lets you know how stiff the combat is, how floaty the jumping is, and how jank the throwing and animal controls are. That's not the only thing you're going to struggle with, as the level design is confusing and unmemorable, as you'll probably just get lost without the game giving you any clear direction. The game will just give you an overall objective, and then you just go through all those levels, clearing those smaller objectives until that bigger overall objective is cleared. And how I know games like Banjo-Kazooie and Super Mario 64 did something similar, but the goals felt a lot more streamlined compared to just, oh hey, go grab a bunch of these plants, and then after you grab these plants, go and grab all these 100 orbs, and then after you grab the 100 orbs, remember all those doors you saw in the other levels? Yeah, go back and get those, and do the challenges in there. Yeah, this is way more drawn out and tedious than I described it, and it doesn't do a good job of guiding you where you need to go. And the structure of the world and objectives just feels so unorganized. This chicken outfit you get, they can fucking suck an egg because it shoots eggs, and it's fucking sucks to control, man. It's so stiff as shit. There's also this one challenge on Chicken Island that made me rage so fucking fucking hard. It made me realize just how bad the collision detection on these ropes that you have to climb are, and it took the game from an okay, I guess, down to a I never want to play this fucking game again ever in my fucking life. The final boss proved that even further when I had to do the fight in one fucking go with these terrible fucking animal controls and this magic flinging attack bullshit that doesn't hit the fucking target most of the time. Oh, and the magic system? Yeah, that's underwhelming as shit. Most of these spells are fucking useless, and that doesn't help that when the combat makes these spells just fucking awful to use. There's this staff you get, which you can shoot things with, like fucking one character from Donkey Kong, and also you have a pole vault feature on it, but every time you jump with this staff out, it pole vaults, so that's real fucking annoying every time I add it out. Anyways, let's just fucking move on to Tak 2. The first major change from the prequel is that the collectathon structure has been changed to a more linear level-to-level style. Thank God. That makes the game way easier to progress, and other things like combat and level design have also been improved. I wish I could say that I enjoyed my time with this game, but it's still a janky mess. Instead of random magic abilities that you collect throughout levels, holding down a dedicated mana button now boosts your abilities to make them stronger as long as you have mana in the vial. And at random moments you gain a new combat ability, but the combat still sucks, as there's no variety other than smacking most enemies until they explode. They did switch the staff with this bola that wraps enemies up and has a grappling feature, so no more long jumping. The game has more puzzles than the first, and they're nowhere near as frustrating as the first game, which makes the game less of a torsion to get through. It does get mega frustrating at the end with this series of final bosses, but other than that, I had less sweaty gamer moments than what the first one had. The story is about Tak having these weird dreams of the dream realm, and there's a spirit guiding him through the dream realm, and while awake in the real world, Tak goes on a journey to find these answers to these dreams about the dream realm. To summarize the rest of the story real quick, that spirit is Playlock, who wants revenge after you turn him to a sheep in Tak 1, and uses Tak to obtain the Staff of Dreams in the dream realm. You beat his ass anyways and save the day. Whoopee, whatever. Yeah, despite this game being better, it's somehow more forgettable than the last one, and maybe that's because all those frustrating moments from the first one are seared deep into my brain. I still want to play this again since it's pretty average, but at least the developers improved. The last game developed by Avalanche was Tak, the Great Juju Challenge. It's like Tak 2, but with co-op and a timer. Since I had no friends to play this with, and I hate time trials, this was the game I was looking forward to the least. The other differences from Tak 2 are that they gave Tak 2 magic swords coming out of his wrist like Baraka, and that Locke has more strength-based combat compared to Tak, because he uses like a wooden mallet or something. Also, Locke can't swim at some sections because fish will eat him, and he can only climb on vines and lift barrels, even though Tak could do the same in the previous game. Locke was a more comedic foil in the first two Tak games, and here he represents Player 2 in a competition that brings several warriors from around the world, the Great Juju Challenge. Tak and Locke represent the Poopanoon people, which, by the way, I just realized that's a shit joke. Yeah, they just put a shit joke for whole people. Anyways, as they compete against 3 other teams to win the challenge. The gameplay is more or less the same as Tak 2, but you can go back to levels this time and get a better score. And while there is a timer, you can still beat the level even if the timer runs out. You might as well do the level over if you get a low score, because if you don't get enough points at the end of a section of levels, you can't do the Proving Grounds challenge, and the game will tell you you need to go back to levels and improve your score. The Proving Grounds are these vehicular combat arena battles. They're just bumper cars, but you launch magic at each other and you get enough points to survive from being eliminated. It's just a clusterfuck with really bad car controls. Either I wasn't paying attention and the game might have explained that low points equals no progress, and if I knew this, I probably wouldn't have given up on this game so early. Yeah, I'll admit it, after being walled off, I realized I didn't want to do this anymore and dropped this game completely. After dealing with the first 2, I just couldn't take it anymore, man. I was done. I'm done with Tak 3, and after Avalanche shut down, Nickelodeon made an actual show out of Tak. Let's see how that first episode went.
And so the lock was able to divert the entire flood with my thigh.
No, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm gonna go play something else. Sorry if this video was rushed. No, I'm done. Goodbye.